Hi everyone, delonewolf here, and welcome back for some more EVE Online. Welcome also to the Gateway quadrant, the third quadrant for this year. I read an announcement on it. Apparently it's going to be a short one to basically prepare Q4 with the end of resource scarcity. So although they've also done first couple of things there, more ice is available in the game and more mercoxide, not exactly sure how it's pronounced, so a couple of resources have already seen their first little uptick. Could be interesting to see what that impact will be on the market, but of course the main focus for this first batch of this quadrant is the new player experience with the revamping of your character sheet and the skills window, with lots of complaining already on the subreddit from what I've seen. So I thought for this video I just do what I do when I log in for EVE Online and basically do my maintenance stuff. So first of all, what I always do of course is the daily reward. So I just press claim, press close, and then we still have to redeem whatever it is that we get as an extra item. Basically always my first couple of clicks whenever I come online. And we also have to kill 5 NPCs for 10k skill points. That's pretty lucky. I usually get just 1 NPC for 500, but that's something that we're definitely going to do as well. But let's take a look. Here is the new character sheet. First of all, let's start with the positive. I do like to have this full body view of my character. So I'm wearing the attire from the builders of the structures. What the hell are they called? I think we'll find that on the Upwell, there we go, that's it. So I'm wearing the Upwell attire. I do have a mechanical arm, but this will give like a little bit more value and concrete feeling to all the apparel that you get in the game, that you can get in the game, and that you probably have lying around. Then the bad news, if you press on skills, I kept it specifically how it is done when you first use it, full screen, and good god, this is this is not even as good as what I thought I'd seen on CC. On CC at least it was like a 50-50 part of the window, but now your training queue does feel like an after effect. So the first thing that I am going to do is I'm going to make this one floating. Let's see how small. Whoop, put that one back in the corner. Let's see how small I can make this one. All right, at least, well, we can go up to this. That's doable, but for me, for more veteran players, the skill plans are really not that important. I don't really plan on using them at the moment, and so seeing my skill window actually being reduced to this does feel a little bit bad. So I'll probably keep it like that so that I do have the icons, but I wish that I could, like, I don't know, drag this over, make the skill plans as big as my training queue, and then have more information, more stuff to look at about the training queue, the skills that I've got, the skills that I can still click, and all of that sort of stuff. So this is my queue, 378 days to go, so I don't really have to look at it that much, but from time to time I like to tweak stuff. For instance here, right, working on large Vorton specialization. You know, it's only a week for small artillery specialization 5, but could move that down if I want to get into the Edencom battleship a little bit more quickly. But yeah, I definitely, you know, it was 50-50 I think when I tested it on CC, and now they've reduced that to like a quarter of the real estate for your training queue. That does feel kind of bad. Something that I also don't like, where's my total skill points number? I don't see it here. I don't see it on the character sheet anymore. It's really still one of those, although it's become less important with all these daily login rewards and skill injectors. It is still something that, you know, gives you a sense of accomplishment about your character if you get 100 million, 200 million skill points. So I would definitely love to see that again down here as a total as well, after your total net worth or something like that. If security status doesn't matter that much here, I don't think. Although, yeah, it is my personal security status, so that is kind of important. And my home station is apparently Jita. All right, so, all right, you know, well, perhaps we'll have to get used to it, but I do feel like we have gotten a lot less information on the queue itself, so hopefully CCP will iterate on that. I do think they're getting that sort of feedback already as well. Next thing that I do every day as well, quick look at my PI planets. So let's go. I put my extractors on a, let's see what it is, 23 hours, I think. Let's press, oh, there it is, yeah, 23-hour cycle, because I usually end my workday at the same hour, and so I can just do this, press submit. This one is building mechanical parts right here, tied to fuels. It's making, no, that's still not doing that well. And then I get a planet, so what I normally do is just this, start, and then when I feel like it's coming, you know, it's being imbalanced, then I switch to a more, you know, a better spot for the missing item. So here, for instance, I've got lots of water, and we are making the superconductors. Next planet is a gas planet. I think you can guess what I'm making here. It's coolants, of course, tied to fuels. That is making a little bit of a comeback, so I'm back in a place where I might consider selling some of my holdings and what I'm producing. So just have to do that one, next one as well. Let's go. And so I don't bother really with min-maxing every single cycle. You can see here it's really pretty dark blue, but eventually the planet will fill up over 50%. And then like over here, for instance, I can take a look. All right, we do have quite a few extra plasmids. So if I want to, I can look for what is this producing. This is actually producing the suspended plasma. And so it's this one that I may want to, well, it's actually already in a good spot. I probably have done that recently to try and catch up a little bit. But this is how I do my PI. And so most days it's just like a dozen clicks or so. Well, a little bit more than that. And my planets keep going, and then whenever I get pretty much a full planet, I do another round and pick everything up from the planet. So that's also a daily activity. Then our skilling spree that's happening, the daily login events, I try to do as many of them as I can, especially the skilling spree. I mean, it is very little effort, generally speaking, and you're getting some free skill points. So here, perfect. I usually only have to do 1 or 2 jumps to find like a refuge or another anomaly. So let's just jump in and do that one. Let's go. Ishtar, get into warp. Finally. Does feel slow when you're like, yeah, and you can see I've done a couple of these before. Still haven't placed my loot back into the station. But yeah, this is the Ishtar, definitely my standard go-to ship, because for this type of stuff and the anomalies, what I do is I just land, I deploy my ogres, like that, I put up a mobile tractor unit, and then we just wait, because it's going to just rectify everything all by itself. You can see they attack, my ogres become aggressive, they'll start firing at stuff, and this gives me the opportunity to maybe start with my scanning if I want to explore, although usually on the login I don't really do that, or to check something else, for instance my market order, see, take a look at what's happening here. So this is a buy order that I put in as a test to help someone in help, don't mind it that much. We're selling, trying to sell 2.3 billion ISK in stuff, including stuff in SSAMA. I'm trying to lighten the load there a little bit on all the things that I've got. And we are, where am I at the wallet? I'm at almost 113 billion. I consider everything above 110 as definitely possibly ISK that I can invest with. I feel pretty good with 110 billion in the wallet. So the trading, we done a little bit, but we're slowly closing that gap on 113. So that's all good as well. In the meantime, you can see we got the skilling spree done. We have another wave, not that it matters that much. And then the final thing that I have to check here as well is the state of my blueprint copies, or the improvements for my blueprints. This is going to be a copy run, and yeah, it's all done, obviously a little bit planned for this video as well, but that means that I can deliver everything and that we can actually do another BPC run as well. So let's do this one. I do keep one eye on my drones, because sometimes they get attacked, and even in a refuge they can get destroy an ogre if you leave them alone too long. And then I'll do a quick look at the state of my contracts. I can create 10 more contracts, so that's half my potential pretty much. So I do think that it's worth it to make a trip to Amar at this point as well, with the new BPCs that I have produced. So let's go do that in a moment. This is also a decision. Usually what I do is that I complete the entire site because, well, you can get an escalation and you can get a true Sasha as well. In refuges, the chance is very small, but they drop stuff like warp disruptors, which is worth a lot of ISK. So I usually just allow the site to run out after I've done everything that I need to check. And sometimes I even salvage. Now for this video, we're actually just going to scoop this to the cargo holds. This is just a bit of a demonstration, but this is how I tend to handle the skilling spree, and to not annoy whoever it is that might come after the refuge after me, I am going to... Oh, and we did drop something here. Let's see. All right, nothing of real value, but we are going to complete the site just so that it despawns and that someone doesn't come in here with all the wrecks. So that is that. Ogres back home. We are going to dock, and then we're going to take a frigate, and that's got to go to lower the bill. Camel Tech Factory to pick up my BPCs, and then we'll fly off to Amar, which is not that far from here. We'll take a quick look at what's happening around here, so I might share this as well. You saw that I'm selling quite a bit of stuff as well in here in Esesama and in Amar. You know, doesn't mean that I'm planning to move out. I'm just trying to make sure that I can stay somewhat mobile. I do still have a lot of stuff in here. But I have been, so if I go to my, where the hell is it? There we go, normally it opens up. So what I've been doing is I've actually been consolidating everything that I've got into separate containers to just have things be a little bit more ordered. So you can see I still have a little bit of work to do here in Esesama. I still have like 6 billion ISK stuff, lots of faction stuff as well from all of my exploration that I need to decide what to do with, but it's mostly modules and then the old post stuff that I still have. But yeah, I put the ammo here aside, 200 million in ammo, then we get some BPCs here, some drones and fighters and things like that. Ores and minerals, I'm actually hoping that we can compress all of this stuff soon so that I can move that more easily. And then we get some other industry stuff, including this from exploration. I've been finding a lot more of these composite molecular stuff, and then we still have some research items down here as well. So this is what I've been working on, and it's also the reason why I've been selling some of the excess that I've got. So let's choose a frigate. Let's see, something for the BPCs. It really doesn't matter. We'll just take Skippy, an interceptor, and we'll move out. And I'll actually give him a skin that was gifted to me by a viewer. Oh, I've got it on. No, or is it the biosecurity? Not really sure which one I received. It was either the biosecurity or the hunter squiver skin. I think it was the biosecurity one. Yeah, a gift from one of the viewers who was probably a little bit annoyed that I was still using the same skin for the Ares. But let's go pick up the BPCs, and then let's keep an eye around the gates, because as I said, I was transporting stuff to Amar, from Amar, selling in Esesama, and a lot of activity, and I think I escaped the gank as well, and there were constantly lots of gankers, tornadoes, things like that on the station in Amar as well. So it's not only around Jita where the gankers are. Around Amar they're definitely pretty active, which, you know, if you're flying freighters and things like that, you are definitely at risk at the moment with the way things are in EVE Online. Like here, this Charon, you have to be careful. 2 Charons, in fact. You definitely want to be well aware of what's happening. Don't AFK transport at the moment. All right, let's move and go to where we have to be. So I think this system is still part of the track towards Amar, but then, you know, with 11 in local, but then you go off the beaten path a little bit, and you can see just 2 people in local. This has been my experience in exploration as well here around Amar space. I mentioned it in another video, I think. Not a lot of competition, lots of signatures, a lot of combat sites as well, and yeah, even refuges, which can escalate to some really good exploration sites as well, are just very, very plentiful and available, because it's not very busy in this region of the void at the moment. So we're moving on. I think we're in system. Yeah, here a little bit more kind of normal. Same reason as why I'm here. There's a research station here, so you can make copies, you can improve your blueprints, and that makes this a slightly busier system than everything around us, but it's still not a lot. And then of course we've got our station. There we go. Actually, looks a little bit Galente-like, but I'm not sure.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
But there we are. Tow me in the station, please. Good. And then we can go to to the trade hub, which is 9 jumps away from here. And then here on the item hanger, yeah, still have a lot of stuff as well, including all the apparel. So this is something I may experiment with a little bit more off screen to see if there's like a cooler look for the character than just the upwell stuff that I'm using at the moment. All the value, most of the value is in the blueprint originals that I've got in here, which is quite a lot of them. And then down here we should find the BPCs that I've made. So did a run of the freighters. I'm curious to see what that's going to be like, because they're still not economical. And then I did a couple of orcas, and it is possible that that's it, and that I did an improvement. Or did I do a couple of large combat ships as well? Let's take... Nope, don't see them. So, oh, maybe structures. Yeah, there we go. Did some structures as well, which is doing better. Structure BPCs, I think, are doing slightly better. Perhaps with the announcement from CCP that, yeah, there is of course going to be a little bit more resource availability coming in the future. So let's do another run of these. I think if I can't sell them now, I'll be able to sell them later. And then we'll do the orcas, honestly, and the freighters. I'm going to go to combat ships on this one, such as dreadnoughts. If there's something that's being used decently often, it's still dreadnoughts that might then get lost. So I'm actually going to do a dreadnought run on this one. Let's just make some copies of all the dreadnought BPOs that I've got. Like that. That's 11 days, and I can do one more, so we'll just pick a carrier. Should have that in here somewhere. There they are. We're in a Mars base, so we'll take the Archon blueprint for that one. And there we go. We're making BPCs for within 10 days as well. We have our destination. Let's go, and yeah, keep an eye out for bad guys. Not that I'm at risk in this ship, but yeah, some of my transports did not feel completely safe. So there's someone in the Venture. We can grab the Ares, move, and I will see what's happening. So we're down to 5 in local. Anything happening in help? So I haven't noticed any bugs. I played only a little bit on the day of the patch. I do usually give CCP like a day to do a little bit of maintenance, get the worst of it out of here. But so far everything has been pretty smooth sailing. And then again, lots and lots of signatures. Oh, and another thing that's actually annoying. Oh, there we go. We actually do see it here. In your skill plan itself, maybe I should see this as well. Although you can see it here, right? There is an animation that your skill is training. The training time is set in minutes. And so, there we go. You just saw it change from 28 to 27 minutes. But if you just go in at a glance, it's like, am I training? Am I not training? You don't really feel all too safe. And so this is the way that I would usually check, of course, and there I see 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're training, we are good. This is also something that I do check compulsively, just to make sure my character is training, right? I'm not losing time or anything like that. Also not as easy to see on the new skill window. But yeah, let's go. The closer we get to Amar, the busier it should get. And then potentially we'll see if we find scouts and there's a whole Charon fleet on here. At least they're at 0. That does look really cool when someone's coming in with a fleet like that. But it's risky. It's risky. You can definitely get bumped and then ganked. It's entirely possible. Now, so far we're doing okay. Sanchez Nation did not like my stay in their refuge. We're still down at 4, not noticing too much on the gate, so we're good. There's the Amar Nebula. We're right in the middle of it, of course. An Ibis. Yeah, and that could be someone scouting, right? Could be a new player as well, but alpha player, rookie ship. Just use that to take a look at what's coming in on the gates. That's entirely possible. Here we get a Gila on the gate. Let's go to the next one. Still only at 6, alright. I thought I'd seen more before. This is the Edencom system as well. So maybe he's running some sites or something, although there's not a lot available here. And after this is where it was like, this is too busy on the gate, what's happening? Yeah, this is as well, lots of elite Imperial forces. Luckily these are NPCs. Well, let's see what's happening here. We're up to 12 all of a sudden, and there we go. Velator and Reaper on the gate. Yeah, there's bound to be a scout amongst these. Just to see what's coming in towards Amar. And then Hammer. So here, a Wraith. Alright. That's what I like to use as a fast transport ship. A capsule. Not sure why you would do that. And the Ibis coming in. Then back down to 5. Alright. And we do have an Obelisk that's coming in. Oh, and a Miasmos as well. So you can see, right, what's happening here. More transport ships, more quite a few dense ones. And honestly, I do get the feeling like, all right, trade's picking up, activities picking up, and there's hunters on the prowl for these opportunities. So Sarum Prime, let's see what's happening here. Back up to 12. And again then, a shuttle sitting on the gates. Don't think he was really moving. Could be another scout. And then I wonder if the tornadoes will be sitting on the Amaran dock. Let's go. But so far, it's been decently uneventful. Do suspect some scouts on here. Vidmac again, Mastodon, Bowhead. Definitely transportation that's happening. And then I'll actually do a warp 2 on this one so we can take a look. 280, 1534 Eve time. Feels like it's maybe a little bit lower, but it's definitely decent, I'm going to say. Definitely some weird names in local as well. And here is the grid. Yep, there we go. There's the tornadoes. So they are ready. They actually scanned me twice as well. And then you can see, right, Okater Gnosis, I think, is sitting on there quite often as well. But the gankers are ready, so definitely be careful, especially when you're moving valuable stuff. Let's dock, let's sell our BPCs, and then so far things are working as intended, so that's good news. And did I really? Oh, finally.
Docking request accepted.
Let's go. Get in here. Always a little bit slow. Makes you feel kind of bad. And then here again, let's show you guys the item hanger. So I basically switched this up and moved everything into stuff, including now I'm preparing to basically have my ships that I want to trade with in these as well, just so that I've got an easy list to go through and see what kind of stuff I have, what I want to sell and things like that. So we are here, and I obviously want to do something with these. Let's do find in contracts. Something that I've also changed on this one when it comes to the contracts for the freighters. I'm no longer just checking in Amar. So here, for instance, 6 million in Amar, down to 5.5 in Lone Trek, 5.99 in Jita. I'm just gonna go off of this price. I only have one of them, so I'm going to try and you know, you can still make the calculations by yourself here as well. But if I want to be aggressive, which for the Charon I actually don't necessarily want to, I would go and put that at like 5.4. But considering what's happening here, I think a 5.9 should be good. So let's do that. Finish, yes. Close, all right. Does mean that another one of those has moved for me. Let's see what's happening with the Fenrir BPC. Lots of Jita stuff. In Amar, we're going up to 7 million. Still not a great price. I used to sell these for like 12.5. But it feels like it's up a little bit. And then we're starting at 6 here as well. I'm gonna be a little bit more aggressive with this one. Basically making sure that I get a sale if I put it up at 5.5. Like that, we should be fine. And I only have 10 of them, so I definitely want to look at the structures as well. Let's go take a look at these. Finding contracts. 2.5 million here in Amar as well, and these are still mine. So that's actually not moving, and I'm not going to add to that. And then we'll do this one again. Here you can see I'm undercutting even Jita at 4.9, but they're not moving. So it looks like structures are actually struggling, except for Astrahus. All right, which is noticeably like the most defensible of the structures. These have sold and are up to 7.5 million in Jita and almost 10 million ISK in Amar. I'm gonna go aggressive on this. Gonna try and sell these two for 7 million. Considering my previous experiences, that's actually a pretty good price. So let's do that. Let's do this one as well. $7 million. Like that. We'll take a quick look at the Orca. Finding contracts. Ooh, and that, yeah, I'm still, you can see how much I undercut everything. Amar started at 3 million. We went down to 2.5 million in the shop. I went to 1.9 million and it is still not moving. Main reason, I think if we go here, production cost input 1.8 billion, estimated value 1.7 billion. It is closing, that margin is narrowing, but it's still just not economical to make these ships, and as a result they're just not moving. So yeah, we're not gonna add to this either. Let's see if I can at least sell the 1.9 million one. And then here we've got for the Providence, man, Jita going up to 10 million pretty quickly, in Dodixie 8.5 in Amar. I'm just going to compete with this, gonna put it up at 7 million. Which is actually a little bit of a surprise that it feels like the freighters are moving a little bit. Or cannot, and yeah, you can see except for the Astrahus, all the BPCs for structures are doing really badly as well. And we'll do finding contracts on this one. That's still not me. Someone's being pretty aggressive at 4.8, but that's somewhere special 6, so I'm gonna sell it at 5.9, make sure I get a sale on this one as well. There we go. Next, finish, yes. Close. And these others, I'm going to keep them here because we do want to sell them. Most of these BPCs is other stuff that I might want to produce at some point, although I still have quite a few here as well of the Orca and the structures that haven't moved. Oh, I might look at the Tatara. Let's do a quick look at that. Finding contracts. Since I still have some slots left. Okay, and that's still mine. Again, undercutting by a lot, 30 million. Cheapest Tatara BPC, nobody is biting. So for now, the BPC business is still not doing very well, although I am personally seeing the first signs that the summer slump is ending and that there is a little bit more activity and demand. For the BPCs, it's still not that great, but I'm just keeping that business alive. I want to be ready in case of a good pickup in EVE Online. But yeah, at the moment we're not doing too well in the sales. I'm heading back to Esesama, then I'll probably do a little bit of exploration. But there you go, guys. First quick look at the gateway patch, the gateway quadrant that has just started. Everything for me does seem to work, but yeah, let's hope that CCP will iterate on this training queue. It just definitely could use a little bit more real estate and more information and things like that. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and as always, I'll see you next time.